yes. We're in a terrible, terrible financial position as a country. The economy contracted during COVID-19, during the pandemic. We have suffered, I dare say, under the ANC's mismanagement and corruption for a couple of decades now. So it's frankly very, very insulting that the government would consider to donate these much-needed funds to Cuba when people in this country are dying from hunger. Just to add to that, we are, when you look at the Global Hunger Index, the most recent Global Hunger Index, food insecurity and hunger is a bigger problem in this country than it is in Cuba. So we have absolutely no obligation. We should sort out our own problems in this country before we start giving away these much-needed funds.
Exactly. And also coming against the background of so much waste in the country. And this is where we look at AfriForum making a very, very strong case with regard to what is called outrageous and wasteful expenditure,
Mm.
Reiner.
Mm. Exactly. I mean, there's been a lot of public pressure from a number of from civil society or from individuals. Also, I've seen a lot of people from within with the supporters of the ANC and EFF even opposing this, even though the parties officially support this donation. But I've seen on ground level, I've seen a lot of people that are outraged by this donation, are extremely actually insulted that the government is doing this in this terrible, terrible financial and economic time we're going through as a country. So definitely, you're actually making a very, very solid point there.
Yes. Now, when one looks at some of the criticism that has been leveled against AfriForum in this particular matter, and some are saying that it was premature. They're talking about things like shaky, illegal arguments, and also at the same time saying that the communication from the likes of DIRCO and National Treasury was being misread. How would you respond to that, Reiner?
Well, I mean, a lot of those news articles were when the court had not made its judgment yet. So those articles were written last week, and it called our case legally shaky and said we had basically no chance of obtaining this interdict. And then the ruling came. We received the ruling on Tuesday, and we did get the interdict. So it just shows you that our case is actually very, very strong. And the media is perhaps in some instances misreporting or misrepresenting our legal case. It comes down to a lot of legal technicalities, but we are very, very confident. I spoke to our lawyers, and we're very confident that due to the fact that the correct process was not followed, and also due to the illegal nature and the irrational nature of this donation in the current times, it will not succeed, and we're very, very confident that we will succeed with the review application as well. The court also ruled during when the interdict was granted that AfriForum is acting in the interest of the broader public, and therefore there would be no irreparable harm for the funds to be halted pending the review application. But like I said, we're very, very confident that we're going to be successful with the review application as well and prevent these much-needed funds from being squandered.
Yes, and also, Reiner, it's been a question of semantics because it's basically playing around with words. Because what I've basically read is they're talking about is saying it's the decision to donate, not the donation. And Treasury and DIRCO saying that the donation has did not say that the donation was done. So again, we are talking about semantics. We're talking about playing around with words. Whether it's a decision to donate or not the donation, the intention was there.
Of course. I mean, I think the government is, in my opinion, they're panicking a little bit because they've received so much sort of backlash for this donation. And now they're just scrambling around and making wild statements. But on the merits of the case will be heard when the review application is heard, and then the court will make a decision, and we'll then see coherently what the government's arguments will be. It might change before the review application takes place, but we are very, very confident, like I said, in our case, in the fact that this contravenes the Public Finance Management Act, as well as the fact that it's irrational and illegal. So I definitely feel that the government is scrambling around and being and panicking,
Yes, and just finally, we know the South African government enjoys this special relationship with Cuba. We've seen it in the past as well, in terms of the
Mhm,
doctors that has come and at a huge cost to the country. So, when it comes to Cuba, one is not surprised, considering that we
mm,
have got the history and we know they came under severe criticism with regard to the Cuban
mm,
doctors and the cost associated with
mm.
getting Cuban medical personnel into the country.
Of course, yes, and that was a big scandal. It was also the COVID-19 medication, which was irregularly procured. It was the doctors that were employed at an exorbitant rate during the pandemic. There's been some military scandals as well pertaining to Cuba. So there's a long history of a very dubious relationship. I mean, the government built a statue of Fidel Castro in Bloemfontein a couple of years ago, and but I just want to tell the government that one cannot eat statues. So this we should stop. We should stop ideologically, working together with Cuba, and rather focus on helping the people of this country and creating jobs and building up infrastructure.
Well, Rainer, thank you very much for that. And as always, we do appreciate you taking time out, talking to us here at Salam Media on News and Views. We wish you all the best. Please take care.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks.
Reiner Duvenage, Campaign Officer for Strategy and Content at AfriForum, against a background where AfriForum has successfully interdicted the government's planned 50 million rand donation to Cuba. Can the country afford these type of donations, considering where we are economically in South Africa? We've got huge problems. We've got massive problems in this country, and food security is just one issue, but there are just so many other issues that the government needs to prioritize before talking about handing over money willy nilly. The time is just gone, 8:23. We're going to go for a break. We'll be back.